It's the holiday season. No kid wants to come home with a bad report card, but these are the report cards you like, Steve. These are our rookie report cards. Season 2 of 89's rookie report cards. We're starting it off right at the top with Tet McMillan. Oh, baby. He came to your Carolina Panthers. Everybody made a big deal and overreacted about how you analyzed the pick. Nobody really wants to talk about team building. They just want to talk about Steve doesn't like T-Mac. Well, that's not really the case. So let's break down a guy who has a legitimate chance of winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. He really does. With the way that he has played, and he has walked into a #1 role. We'll get to his grades, but let's go through the analysis of what you've seen from his first season and how much they've relied on him in this offense, Steve.
Well, they've relied on him a great deal. His ability to really get open, right? Sometimes he's not always the biggest separator, but he is willing to put himself between the ball and the defender. And that's something that you want from your #1 wide receiver. He is the #1 wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers. Excellent route runner. He also has had the opportunity to run a lot of variations of routes, a willing blocker, right? Moves like a big body wide receiver. But one of the games that really showed me a lot of things is the 40-3 blowout loss to the Buffalo Bills. Loved his effort. Versus the Bills, he didn't lay it down. He ran his routes, and he ran them with consistency. Even when the score was not what it should be, he didn't allow the score to dictate his effort. And for a young guy, that's what you need. I love the fight.
I love
that. He'll get after the football. If there's a one thing, and I think that he sometimes gets a little bit flashy, which has led to 6 drops this year, is trying to catch the ball with one hand sometimes, right?
Okay.
The other thing that I believe he needs to work on is he needs to get a little bit more comfortable with running through contact. He's getting grabbed a lot, right? They're grabbing his waist, pulling on his jersey. That they get away with that a little bit more in the league, and I think that's taking him a little bit by surprise, but he's done a really good job. I wouldn't say this is a bad thing, but I would have thought because of his size, his contested catch rate would be a lot better. 18 targets, 5 contested catches. He's only come down for 5. That's 20%. Catchable targets? Oh, bro. 82.8%, 58 catchable targets. That means it's an 83% chance when the ball is thrown. The highest ranking, I believe, is 95. He's 82.8 as a rookie. So that tells you right now, he's just stacking his days. He's got so many vacation days lined up. And he's not even eligible to use them. But when he does, boy, he's going to be off work for like four weeks. They don't do nothing. You know, people with a lot of PTO, you got to be careful. Them headhunters come out there and get your guy, and they go to get another job, and you're paying him while he's already doing another job. That's called double dipping. Right? Receiving yards after contact, only 62 yards. Yak per reception, yards after contact, 2.8. So he's not running away from anybody, but he's shown his willingness. He got a little jump. He got a little juice. Man, it's been a great opportunity for T-Mac to really display and show his talent, and he's been doing it.
Yeah, he really has. I want to touch on a couple of different things. That was a great breakdown. Appreciate it. I was reading something where he talked about the amount of time he spent when he was in college with Jacob Cowing, who was his teammate. Much different receiver, right? 5'9", 171, built differently. And how he would study and watch Cowing and how he moved and try to steal things from a receiver that's built very different than him.
That's smart.
This stood out to me because I wanted to ask you about this specifically because I remember having this conversation a bunch of years back. I think DeAndre Hopkins was still with Houston, and we were standing at his locker. And I was just like, who do you watch? Like, who do you study you're one of the best receivers in the game, so what do you watch? And he's like, dude, I only watch guys that play the game and are built completely different than me. He goes, if I watch anybody who's built like me, why? I'm already better than him. I was like, oh, okay. He goes, but you know who
Facts.
I watch? Yeah, exactly. Well, at the time, 100% facts. He goes, you know who I watch, man? I watch Julian Edelman. I watch, he's like, you know what Julian's great at? If he catches a ball anywhere near the sticks, he will always find a way to fall forward, dodge a defender, land on the other side of the sticks, first down. That small window of that 2 yards around the sticks always found a way. I studied him and how he did it. What I feel like there's a lot of value, and this is that's a veteran talking about what he does, and this is a young cat talking about, I just watch a guy who's different than me. That's kind of wise, I think, Steve.
Oh, it's exceptional, and it's telling you that he's willing and wants to learn and be impactful. And that's what he's been thus far. He's been impactful. You look at the games that he's had some dynamic or come up with some key catches, and it's just natural. Second nature for him, and he's doing a really good job. Let's go with the grading. Let's go to overall grading. What you got?
My first one is route running.
Route running.
Where are you at in terms of his route running this year? I know that they've really, really liked the way he's picked things up as quickly as he's had. He's put a lot of work in. If you ask anybody on that staff,
his wide receivers coach is excellent, right? He knows exactly what, where and how to go places.
See, I was going to always ask you this. If a guy is told, and we're told that T-Mac has good spatial awareness, good understanding of what's out there, how does that play a role in your route running? And does that impact his route running at all?
Here's what it does. First of all, it plays a role to the offensive coordinator, that it doesn't limit what the coordinator can call because of what personnel is on the field. So they know when T-Mac has great spatial awareness, they can keep him on the field. And, Jalen Coker, he has great spatial awareness. They can put those two guys there, and they don't have to figure out who is or isn't going to do what, because they both understand the why and what they're doing. So that route running, for me, I'll give T-Mac,
right down here,
based on a lot of his routes, I'm gonna give him an A+.
Woo!
I'm gonna give him an A+.
A+ route running.
Yeah, A+ route running.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right, accepting role. This is big because he had to walk in and be the number one. He's the guy that Bryce Young ends up throwing with in the offseason and comes back and tells the organization, I'd love to have this guy come in and be my number one. And to walk in and accept that role as a number one. And by the way, everybody go back and watch one of those Panthers episodes that we've done in the recent weeks. Steve had a brilliant breakdown about what also comes with being a number one when you don't get the ball. Go back and watch that. But anyway, going into that accepting the role of their new number one right out the gate, what does he get?
Well, here's a great example of accepting your role. We've talked about this in the past, and the Cincinnati Bengals just released someone who has not accepted their role, understanding that you are now a professional and they're expecting you to show up, be prepared, and be ready, and conduct yourself in a way that resembles your paycheck. So for me, A+ for accepting his role, comes in, fills some big shoes, understanding he has, and the big shoes are, I got to play up to par because there's an expectation that I need to play big. I need to play to my size because Bryce needs help. So for me, it's an A+. The other part, the next grade, the big dog grade, star factor. Okay. Just over the last couple of weeks, he's spoken a little bit more. He's starting to get a little bit more comfortable. When Bryce got hurt, he kind of had a little, funny. So for me, big dog factor, star factor, A+. Right?
What do we got going on here?
The transitional grade. Not everybody transitions from what they do on Saturday that automatically has the same amount of impact, not success, because sometimes success is statistically, but impact, meaning you're dependable, they can count on you, you know why you're doing it. Transitional grade, especially with the quarterback, the receivers coach that he had in college. Remember, I still got the mic. I give him an A+.
I like that, Steve, because I had heard that there is a really productive dialogue between him and Bryce throughout the week, throughout the year, of just landmarks and different feel of this. If you
Especially
see this,
with Bryce,
remember, I want to do
Bryce
this.
is a landmark guy. Bryce wants to know, I need to get a feel. I got to make sure I'm comfortable where you are. So that's Bryce.
Yeah, and that you can make sure you have that. And the other part is, like, you needed, with a young quarterback who's had an up and down start to his career, to establish trust very quickly to be that guy for him. Is part of your probably transition, right? You got to get to the league and tell everybody, you can trust me on the outside in these big moments. Okay, wow, oh boy, here we go. Potential grade. This is our last one here. I mean, it's starting to look like my report card. What do we got?
Boy, stop lying.
That was an absolute lie.
Listen, with Rose Sparks, you ain't never got to get ready because they allow you to stay ready. As you become older, hey, I'm older too. And I'm also single now. So being older and being single, there's a little bit of getting back on the scene and afraid that you won't be able to perform to your excellence. So I got an opportunity to make sure that I stay ready. Got to roll with me anytime the way it comes in. Ro does an excellent job of connecting you with a medical provider, and it comes straight to your door. No having to wait in line or to drive anywhere. You just sit at home, prepare, get ready, and then you can stay ready because Ro will be delivering straight to your door. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off their first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with a provider at ro.co/89 to find out if prescription Ro Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/89 for $15 off the first order. Sparks is a compounded drug product. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. For safety information, go to ro.co/safety info. I mean, potential grade, man, is A+. He's done everything.
What is going on?
He's done everything that you expect and you want out of a first-round pick, which is you impact the game. You make teams nervous. You go out there week in and week out, show what you're about. Yes, he's had some down plays, but he's rarely had any down games. And that's what I like. That shows me the mental fortitude that he has, that he can get back locked in and have a series or two where it doesn't go perfect, but he doesn't go in the tank and he doesn't become MIA. And usually a young guy, he kind of comes and goes throughout the season. Man, T-Mac hasn't. So I got to just give him overall A+. He's done a great job. He's up for, I believe, Rookie of the Year. If he doesn't get Rookie of the Year, man, I think he's been robbed. I really do. I think it's a crime. And the voters should be arrested.
I like that. What I don't care for right now, Steve, is you're seeing this monster push, and I'll just say it, and maybe it's because of market size, maybe it's because of who he is, and maybe it's because of the position he plays, but this recent push for Jackson Dart, who I think has played well in his rookie year. He's played fine in his rookie year.
He hasn't played better than T-Mac.
He has not played better than T-Mac, and T-Mac is playing on a team that has a chance to make the postseason right now, and he's carrying their passing offense, essentially.
And T-Mac hasn't missed as many games as Jackson Dart.
He didn't even start the season.
I remember.
I know. Okay. Sorry. Okay. This is an outstanding report card here. This is about everything that you'd want. I think you're right. When you talk to people in Carolina, they'll say, mistake happens, super focused, come back. Hey, I can make that play. Hey, I can do this. I can bounce back. I think that you said that really, really well. What do you think that you've seen that you go, okay, now let's do this, and it's something to get excited about, right? Heading into year 2, that you go, I hope this grows. Like all that contact he has to play through. How do you work on that? How do you some of these little things to continue to take a step?
Some of it, how you work at it, is just understanding that's how the game is being played, right? There are times he has been held and there hasn't been a pass interference being called, and that messes with your psyche. It's like, yo, this referee is not even, calling it fair. So that can happen. But really, is in the off season, what you're going to work on is everything that you've done really, really well, and you keep sharpening your edge. You keep going. And there are going to be things that you need to work on. And that's where your wide receiver coach and your offensive coordinator come in the factor of, hey, they tell you some of the things that you did, whether it's wide releasing or certain ways, how your placement of your feet. Are you getting your base too wide? Right? So all of those things, when you come back down the hill, are you opening up the gate? When you run a hinge route where that's a 15 to 18 yards, put your foot in the ground, come back towards the line of scrimmage. Some of those people call them back shoulder throws, right? So just learning that. I remember at the Houston Texans against Darryl Stingley, he had some great plays, but there are also some plays that Stingley was kind of baiting him a little bit because of some of those tendencies, and he's moved forward from that. He's learned from that. So it has been really impressive to watch a young man really harness his game and improve his craft in such a short period of time.
Awesome. I mean, we got A+, 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 A+. Nerd alert. T-Mac with a stellar grade. And listen, Steve said it here. On 89. He doesn't win Rookie of the Year. Robbed.
Yeah. It's a crime.